How's it going, guys? So as you'll see in that short clip at the start there, I've reconfigured the 200 cell pack on some sound advice from someone who's building Powerwalls on the DIY Powerwalls Facebook page. He said, why don't you group them, positives, negatives, up and down, to make it easier for wiring and balancing and that kind of thing. There'll be less wires, because so we start here. There's our positive takeoff, so our negative will go to that positive will go to that negative will go to that positive, and it'll work its way through. So the way it is now is first pack, second pack, third pack, fourth pack, fifth pack. Yep, so fifth pack's there. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. That's how it works. So take a second to get my head around it. I've only just flipped them all, as you've seen in the laps I've just done. We're going to configure them that way. I'll put the body back on them. We'll twist up some copper wires to make bus bars between them, get some fuses between them, and away we go. I'm just going to fuse them all on one side, so some of them will be fused on the positive, some of them will be fused on the negative, but basically one side's going to be mounted against the bike frame, the other side will be mounted with something clear perspex or similar kind of thing covering all the conductors. That way I'll be able to see the pop fuse, for want of a better word, or if anyone's failed, I can track it down pretty easy without having to flip it and flip it and flip it until I find the ones that are burst. They should just burn up and fall off, or at least leave a burn mark so we can see. But that's where we're at. Thanks for the advice. As long as I wire it in the right series and parallel, it'll be sweet. So it's 15 in parallel and 13 in series. That actually gives us a uneven number, I believe. It does, it gives us 195. So there's 5 cells that are left over. What I'm going to do with those 5 cells is put the 5 of them in parallel, so we're at 3.7 volts, and I'm going to probably charge them separately. But what I'm thinking is mounting a little, where are they? Probably the same as them, the little USB charge boards. Probably just rob a board out of one of those, or I think I've got one sitting somewhere. Just a power bank board or a twin power bank board, and they can run a USB port on the bike, so the bike's always going to have a USB power output, and it's also going to have a 3.7 volt output for a nice bike light. So we'll have redundancy of 5 for that. Why? I'm using 200 because 200 in cell frames looks right. It's a nice square size, it's not out of shape, and it'll give me a 3.7 volt, somewhere around 10 amp hour battery. So that'll be good for USB charging and or running a light. So yeah, that's the plan. Frame can go back on. I'll do that later with a hammer, soft face hammer. Put it all back together. We'll start making some contacts. Thanks for watching, guys.